The Quakers welcome Bradford Park Avenue to Blackwell Meadows this Easter Monday in a pivotal game at both ends of the table. The home side need the 3 points to open a gap on the teams behind who could push them out of the playoffs, while the away side are looking for anything that would help in their fight against relegation from the National League North. For the Quakers, Jacob Blythe is ineligible to face his old side today, so Andrew Nelson comes in to replace him in the only change from the 0-0 draw with Blythe, while for the visitors, who are on a run of 2 unbeaten with consecutive clean sheets, it's an unchanged 16 from the side that beat Southport 2-0 on Good Friday. Could do with something to spark them into life.
Taylor takes the goal kick. Rivers wins the header. Nelson's off his shoulder and emerges with the ball, drops it back to Nathan Newell. Nathan plays it down the line up for Jacob Hazel. Hazel's left hand side has Newell around the outside offering an option. Newell puts the cross into the box. Felix is up for it. Felix heads it in from the edge of the 6-yard box. Darlington get the early breakthrough. Kane Felix.
Well, if you wanted something to make some noise about, there it is. Great move down the left hand side from the Quakers. Nathan Newell crossing it in. Kane Felix rising highest. And within the first 6.5 minutes, the Quakers have taken the lead. It's Kane Felix. It's 1-0 Darlington.
Yeah, lovely and simple that one. Ball played. Nelson had taken it, dropped it out, played the ball wide to Nathan Newell. Nathan Newell providing that width that Darlington have been sometimes lacking in recent weeks. First time ball. Kane Felix attacks it, gets there first and heads it past the goalkeeper.
Lovely little overlap from Newell to provide the option for that cross. 5th goal in the league this season for Kane Felix. But that is certainly the opinion of the assistant over there. Taylor's free kick.
Taylor clears. Headley wins a header and then it's picked up again. Played off Moke. Moke picks up possession. Jarrett Rivers with a chance to run at the defence here. Has a shot from the left-footed shot. Goalkeeper does well to stretch and get it. George Sykes Kenworthy, and there was just a split second there for a moment that looked like it might trouble him.
I thought that was just going to dip over him and end up in the corner, but Quakers just keeping everyone behind the ball at the moment and making Bradford Park Avenue have to pick a way through.
Alex Purver comes and breaks up play there, but he couldn't quite find Andrew Nelson.
First touch to intercept, good. Second touch to play Nelson in, not so good.
Nelson then commits the foul, I thought there. Referee says no foul. That looked a foul all day, but Moke is going to break. Hazel's inside the box, takes it round the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper comes and gets it. Hazel's looking for a penalty, but I thought that the goalkeeper got some of the ball there.
I think Hazel's touch gives him the chance to come out and get close to him there and won that cleanly, but Bradford Park Avenue would definitely have been questioning in the build-up whether there was a foul.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the better. Nelson does foul him, there's no doubt about it, on the halfway line, so that would have been a controversial moment. Referee didn't agree. Ball is on the right hand side for Bradford Park Avenue.
Throw in rather than anything more threatening or anything which impacts on the scoreline.
Park Avenue moving towards the 8th corner of the 18-yard box, trying to see if they can find room for the shot. Sukar engages and blocks the shot as it came in there, but it's back again with Fielding. Comes across to La Bastide. He's going to have a run at Headley. Nice little bit of footwork, and he gets the cross in as well and finds an amber shirt inside the box. Can Bradford Park Avenue find the space for the shot? Not yet, they haven't. Darlington getting bodies around to pressure that opportunity for the shot, but again, Park Avenue keeping possession.
Yeah, players getting the ball with their backs to goal there and couldn't really turn and fashion shots because Quakers players were behind them.
Inside the box, and then Hazel in a coming together with one of the Bradford Park Avenue. No foul. Ball forward again for Park Avenue, played into the box. This is lovely stuff by Bradford Park Avenue. It's a good shot which Taylor gets at the second attempt, then it comes loose. He's got to be careful not to foul, and Taylor's dived
what
in.
He has done, unfortunately.
And as he's gone to ground, Richmond, I think it is, has got there. He's gone down. I think there's contact. I think he plays for the contact, to be fair, but you could see that Taylor was going to go down and try and smother it. It was not great handling in the first instance. Should have tidied the first shot up, is my impression, Mike.
Yeah, didn't take the first one cleanly there. Spills out of his hands. And I can't tell whether he's got it in his hands when La Bastide comes in for the follow-up. Spills again.
It's a definite penalty in my book.
Yeah, no doubt about the penalty.
Is there a
for
foul
the key
by
incident, but is there a foul in the build-up there?
Mr. Holmes had no mistake pointing to the spot. No delay at all. Who's taken
I think
that?
it's
Left
Will
foot.
Longbottom.
Longbottom takes it, little stammer, and then sends Taylor the wrong way. Taylor dives right. Longbottom goes the other way. Bradford Park Avenue
Level.
back in the game.
Darlington 1, Bradford Park Avenue 1. Questions perhaps over the build-up to that penalty decision. No question about the decision itself, but was Tommy Taylor fouled in the build-up when he made a second attempt to grasp the initial shot? Into the final 5 minutes of the first half.
Taylor tries to find Hazel. Hazel can't win it. Ball is again with La Bastide, and then Bradford Park Avenue find and space all over the pitch here. Lovely ball played through the middle. Flag stays down. A big chance this, and it's 2-1. Nice finish by Will Longbottom. Bradford Park Avenue carved open Darlington there like a hot knife through butter, and it's Longbottom gets his second. Lovely
move from the visitors to take the lead. Simple ball through the middle. Well picked out for Will Longbottom, who runs through. And 7 minutes after evening up the scores from the penalty spot, he leathers that one past Tommy Taylor into the roof of the net to give the visitors the lead. Darlington 1, Bradford Park Avenue 2. And I said the Quakers need to try and end the half on top in order to make their team talk a little easier for Alan Armstrong when they go in at the break. I don't think they're going to like what he has to say in about 5 minutes' time.
Well, I'm not sure they'd like what we'd have to say at half-time, either. I mean, if this stays 2-1, it's going to become a really frustrating afternoon for Darlington, and the temperature will be turned up in that tin shed. The referee, I think, will be expected to kind of keep an eye on all the time wasting. Sukar on the ball halfway, chips one forward, looking for Hazel. Hazel takes it on his chest, gets the ball back, then finds Newell. A little bit of promise for Darlington. Newell puts the ball in the box. Felix wins the header, but can't get it goal bound. But at least it's something. It's a scrap.
Yep, Newell and Felix combining again, but not quite the same outcome this time. Felix just kind of trying to bend his head around and loops it up and out.
Obviously Alan rested him, presumably
knowing that Blythe wouldn't be eligible today.
Headley competing for the ball on the right hand side, but can't emerge with it. Does in the end. Lots of little challenges flying in there. Ball comes back to a Bradford Park Avenue player down that left hand side. I think it might be Longbottom, pulls it across. Nothing comes of it, and then Felix tidies up, plays it to Newell. Newell plays the ball forward quickly, looking for Jacob Hazel.
Just behind Hopper, that one.
Hazel will keep that ball in. Gets to the byline, gets the cross. Nice cross, finds Rivers on the edge. Can Rivers find a pass? Finds Felix. Felix turns down the shot, comes right to Morkay. Morkay shoots. That's blocked. Optimistic shout for handball on the edge. I don't think it was. Ball back with Morkay. Morkay to Rivers. Can we get someone around him? Ball played right. Trying to get to the byline, gets the cross in, stands it up. Oh, it's Hazel, push from behind there. He thinks he is, comes to Newell anyway. Newell to Morkay, Morkay back to Newell. Hazel's still in the goal net. Ball over the top, it's into the back of the net. Nathan Newell's chipped it over everybody. It's gone in the back post. Was it a shot? Was it a cross? Do you care?
No, ultimately no. Did he mean that? Doesn't matter. Nathan Newell picks up the ball from the second attempt. Question marks over whether Hazel was sandwiched in the build-up again, but it didn't matter in the end. Nathan Newell picks up the ball on the left-hand side, tries to dink one over, and whether he meant it or not, it loops over Sykes Kenworthy, drops into the back of the net. It's Darlington 2, Bradford Park Avenue 2.
Well, if that's what Nathan Newell intended, it was a delicious, delightful, inch-perfect chip. If it isn't,
we don't
which
mind.
Is my suspicion, it's a cross that's gone in over the goalkeeper that's got Darlington a bit of a lifeline in this game.
What happens next?
Back underway. Ball down the left-hand side through I think it's Coulton on that far side. Comes back. Park Avenue will be keen to get a bit of the ball for a few seconds. Darlington have had a good spell here. Purver breaks play up there just outside his box, finds Nathan Newell. Newell plays it forward, looking for Nelson, finds Nelson, then Hazel gets off around him, drops it down to Morkay. A little bit of space for Morkay to run into here. 35 yards from goal as he has the shot, which is well over the top.
Yeah, never troubling. He's going to bend over play, is it?
Felix wins the header. Returned by Jazz Sukar forward. Nathan Newell just chips one forward. That's comfortably taken on the chest, and
No
Played
pressure.
up towards the halfway line. Newell scrambling for it like a terrier. Plays the ball forwards. 2 Darlington attackers forward there. Hazel gets there. Was there a use of a hand? It says not. Comes back to Howe. Howe shoots. He was under pressure from behind. There's a penalty shout. I can't understand why Howe would have squirted the shot in that direction without any contact.
Just wondered if he'd left it a second too
Ball
long.
back into the box. Hazel's under it. Comes back to Rivers. He shoots over the bar.
Just snatched at it.
Really good chance there. You won't get many better.
Couple of presentable opportunities. First to Declan Howe, who maybe took a second too long over it, and then argument over whether he was pulled down as he went to pull the trigger. And then Jarrett Rivers' ball drops to him, and just snatches at it just inside the area. And it's going to be Ben Headley to be replaced by Jake Cooper.
Rivers dinks one in. Can a Darlington player head it? No. Comes back to Rivers though. He takes a touch on it. He's going to go back to Moke. Moke just going to return it forward. See if Hazel's competing for it. Comes to Howe on the edge of the box. Howe heads it. Comes back again as far as Cooper. Cooper drops it back to Moke. Moke spreads the ball left to Newell, who's in a little bit of space. Hasn't really got much in front of him. Howe made a nice run there. Actually, Howe back to goal inside the box. Has a touch. Tries to shrug his man off. Comes to Felix. Took a little bit of a deflection on the way. We're right in line with it.
I think get his number up as he puts his jacket on. But Ollie Johnson, once I've just been told, scored in the Premier League for Norwich. Got 5 minutes to find a winner at Blackwell Meadows.
There's a chance here because Sukar's been beaten in the air there. Ball is with La Bastide through the middle. It's got popped to the left side. Chance shot just past the post. Darlington, I think, playoff campaign might be 6 inches away from destruction
just thinking
there.
That, yeah.
Taylor's cleared it, got us back underway, but Darlington were carved open there as his push men forward. Lawler's gone up front as a centre forward. Here's Hazel. Referee says no on ball. Hazel shoots! He's hit the stanchion behind the goal. End-to-end action late in the game here.
1 second the playoff push is over, and 10 seconds later it's very nearly back on.
Around the pitch. I think he missed a clear foul there on Kane Felix. Anyway, Dunstan comes forward. Into the last 3 minutes of added time. Decent cross back stick. Rivers wins the header. Flag stayed down. Someone needs to get close to the shooter here. Purver goes to ground. It's dropped back right hand side. Dunstan pops up again, gets to the byline, crosses it across. Newell blocks it behind for a corner. I mean, it's really bizarre because they've just time wasted all of the second half.
They suddenly sense a chance here.
2 minutes remaining. If Tommy Taylor's comes and collects this ball, I'd be telling him to get the shot on here. Ball comes into the box. Oh, it's a header, one at the front post, and goes behind for a goal kick.
Take it quickly, Tommy.
Taylor's going to have Taylor clears it forward. Goalkeeper's just running back.
Well, he's going to make it back.
Howe gets underneath it, wins the header. Felix is going to be first on the next ball, finds Newell. Newell's going to push it past his man. Newell gets the cross in. Decent cross back stick. Lawler gets there, pulls it back. Goalkeeper's on it.
Comfortable take for Sykes Kenworthy in the end.
It's amazing to think that such a poor game has actually had some entertainment in the last few seconds. Moke's on it.
Both sides have suddenly realised they need the win
driving forward. Moke still driving forward. Moke's opened up. Finds Hazel. Hazel gets the shot away. He doesn't. He finds Lawler. Lawler. Handball! Oh, that's handball, and the referee hasn't seen it.
It's come off his elbow.
It's come off his elbow. Is his arm away from his body?
I think it's behind his body, but I think if you're looking at the natural position,
Holmes.
If you're looking at the natural position argument for that, wow.
Deary me, the ball's there. It's desperate stakes in the last minute of injury time.
The entire Darlow dugout are up.
Oh, his arm's down. His arm's at 90 degrees. It's come back off his elbow. Big break for Bradford Park Avenue.
Well, it won't matter if this goes in. Corner
comes in. Back stick. Cleared. Comes to Cooper. Can Cooper get the shot? That's blocked again. That one was blocked with a bit of body, not an arm. Where's this been all day? Nathan Newell on the corner. Decent delivery. Attack it. It's Howe who's beaten to it, can't get it.
It's wide.
Taylor clears it forward. We've had the 5 minutes. We're in the lap of the gods now. Taylor's only found an amber head, and the full-time whistle goes from Mr. Holmes. Big shout at the end. Could have been a penalty, but it doesn't really overshadow a really disappointing day. Another really disappointing day here at Blackwell Meadows, and this move out of the playoffs continues.
A controversial and desperate end to the game. Both sides trying to find a winner because they know that a point doesn't help the Quakers' playoff aspirations, and it doesn't help Bradford Park Avenue in their attempts to avoid the drop either.